Well, Doc, here we are live from the Catfish Conference in Louisville, Kentucky at the Crowne Plaza Motel and Convention Center. And I'm telling you, this place is packed.
I bet there's 1,000 people in this building right now.
I'm quite sure there is. You know, we knew it was going to be big. It was big last year. It's bigger this year. I don't know where we're going to put everybody, but we'll find a place for all of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of merchandise going out of here. We've seen a lot of people during. Hey, Scott, how you doing? And I mean, we're meeting people. I mean, we're seeing people that we haven't seen for years, and we've got a lot of our people that watch our channel, our show, and you know, it's great. This is awesome.
Well, we've got a little deal going on for anybody that wants to stop by and visit with us a minute. That's great. We're giving away a Survivor. Robert has graciously donated a brand new Survivor, and we got tickets here. You fill the ticket out and put your name in the bucket, and we're going to pull out a name for that, and somebody will win a brand new Survivor. He has a booth set up over there. We're sitting here looking at B&M rods and Warrior Cat and
Mustangs
is down there. Tangling with Catfish is down there. We got boats to the left. If you are interested in catfishing products, they are at this conference.
Yep, this is big.
I mean,
really last year was a big thing, but boy, this is twice as big as what we had last year.
It is, and I know last year when they opened it up at 7 o'clock to let us get in and set up and everybody get their stuff ready, people follow us in. Line. This hallway must be 200 yards long. It was all the way to the end of it, and I went out, and when I walked out to take a break just before we come on, there's still a line all the way up there.
Yeah, they're still, well, they cut down a little bit. They're not all the way back to the lobby right now, about halfway back.
It's just amazing.
Lobby, so.
Before we get going with a couple of our guests that we got, why don't you go over the seminars and tell everybody the times for that?
Sure. So right now, James Patterson is talking on how to fish for Mississippi River cats, and that started at 9:30. At 10:45, Jason Bridges is going to talk. At 1:30, Doc Lang is going to talk. I'm going to be talking about Lowrance Electronics. 2:45, Joe Ludicky will be talking about channel cats. And at 4 o'clock is Mr. Phil King, and he'll be talking about drifting and bumping for catfish on Mississippi and the Tennessee River.
There is not one of those shows that I wouldn't like to be at. I would literally love to see everyone.
Nice seeing you guys.
We you guys bear with us as we go through. This place is so packed. And
we got people coming up here.
And we want them to come in here. You know, if they want to come in and sit down with us, that'll be fine. We're going to have, in just a few minutes, we're going to have Carl Moore sit down with us. A little bit later, we're going to have Dave Shipman, and we're going to have Larry Muse, and anybody that we can think of. And I understand that Justin Browning is on his way down here. I haven't seen Justin yet. But now, Justin was on our show here a while back and done a bang-up job. And we would really like to have him sit down with us and do another interview
over at TWC. Yeah, no.
Yeah. We have
we're just advertising for.
We have a sign on the front of our table here that tells about Bink's deal, and this is all through Tangle with Catfish rods. If you're coming to the event or you are already at the event and watching us on your phone, please go down to their booth and get in on what they got going for Bink stuff. It's extremely important that we help Bink and Janet out. They got a lot of stuff going on. And Bink, I know he wanted to make this show, and I guess he just wasn't quite strong enough.
Yeah, he's not. It's hard for him to go on the highway right now. So, and it's a good 3 to 4 hour trip for him, and that'd be rough. So.
It would be, but we're all thinking about you, buddy. I know you're probably watching the show, and it'd be great to see you. Hey, you guys, pop in here for a minute.
Pull you up a chair.
pull you up a chair.
Jump in here.
You have to get over here.
Yeah, in between us.
These are two guys from Southern Indiana, right?
I'm Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois. Josh and Zed Moore. They travel all over the place and fish a bunch of the tournaments that we go to. And we was talking a while ago, and you guys are going to make Alex Nagy's tournament.
Twisted Cat at Columbia River Bottoms.
At Columbia Bottoms in St. Louis. That's right there where the Missouri and the Mississippi come together.
Right.
Been a lot of big fish pulled out there.
Well, that's probably what's lured us that way.
Well, you know, John Nordyke and I fished a tournament down there in April 2 years ago. And we went down there the day before and found fish and found fish and found fish. We couldn't get one to go. Just couldn't get them to go. So we went down there the next morning, and John says, where do you think we ought to go? And I told him, and we went there. And before he got his line in the boat, I had 220s in the boat. And he said, wait, it's my turn. In 20 minutes' time, he put his personal best in the boat twice.
That's fantastic.
And every time you boat down there, you stand that chance.
Well, last time we fished with Alex was at the Grafton tournament, and so we're excited.
I'm very well of that tournament. We had a great time down there, and it was a lot of fun. You know, we was down there the day before that tournament. We checked below the dam there at Alton, and we found fish, but not what we was looking for. And I seen you guys up there. You all done really well. But I knew of a place, and the fish was there. They just didn't work. But they worked for you that day.
Yeah, that's right.
We were so happy you guys drove all the way up there and done so good. So you'll have a great time down there at that first tournament of Alex's.
Alex is such a professional, and his tournament is really, really good. And I love his layout that he's got this year. That's a beautiful banner and way station. We're excited. They're a little bit far for us, so it's an official trip to go to most of those Twisted Cat tournaments for us. So this one in St. Louis is close enough we can go do that.
If you get in the top 5, you'll be qualified for the 2018 National Championship.
That's right. We're
And
excited.
I know you guys are going to make that.
Yeah, that's an awesome event. Yeah.
No, it will be. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of people there. We've got a bunch of tournaments scheduled that's going to be qualifiers, and we're going to try to make it the biggest thing that we could possibly make.
That's right. We're excited about getting back to Memphis too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
We
way
are too.
That was way
We
fun.
had a
That's big
blast.
fun.
That was about as much fun as you can have on the water legally.
That's right.
It really was.
That's right.
Memphis was great. Of course, Owensboro is always great. Aaron Wheatley does a heck of a job. But the deal with Memphis, George Young put on a tournament, and he never done anything like that before in his life. And to come off as smooth and professionally done as he done for the first event, I can't imagine how good this upcoming tournament's going to be.
Yes. And you have to have good people around. I mean, George alone can't do it. I mean, he's
That's right.
obviously got a really, really good group around
He does.
helping him.
Well, that's like Aaron. You know, but
Aaron will be first to tell you.
Yeah, Aaron Wheatley has got some of the greatest help that you could possibly get. But in the morning, when you pull through the weigh-in line, who's checking your live well? Aaron Wheatley.
Double A.
Yep. I mean, it's just amazing that them. In a catfish tournament is quite a feat.
It's amazing. It's changing the game.
It is.
Yeah, those big tournaments are a great influence on the smaller trails too.
Right.
Because,
It makes them become
there's
better.
a lot of guys here that have never fished in a boat on a big river. You know, they're fishing smaller area. I mean, I personally know of some guys that are even bank fishing, but dreaming of that. Well, and they know if they're ever going to fish a monsters or fish the Mississippi River monster or something like that, they want to go fish Josh Vanover's too, JKV, or go fish a Twisted Cat.
Right.
And it's starting to grow the smaller ones. I mean, Josh's boat or tournaments
Josh has had some
he's
great
averaging
turnouts.
50, 60 a weekend, and they're fun, and they're in friendly water.
Yep.
Where you can take a decent sized boat with not a lot of experience and fishing.
Yep.
So
Josh has done I hope you get to sit down with him and visit with him a little bit today. He's done a really, really good job to start out with basically nothing to go with and do what he's doing. And like you say, if he's averaging over 50 boats a tournament, That's amazing.
Yes.
He's done a really good job. Very, very happy to see guys like that jump in there and take the initiative. And
The guy needs to find out when Wayne and Connor are fishing one of them and then enter.
Yeah.
Did you see they won the first one?
I know. Man, Connor King
I told him
has
that
got it going
JKB, the K stands for King. I put that on Facebook. It's J King B.
Well, that's great. Well, listen, guys, thanks for stopping in.
Hey, we appreciate you guys. Looking forward to your talk, Doc.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for everything you do. I'll check your hand, but I don't want her to show it.
It's the other one.
Yeah. I don't want to
Good to
grab
see you
that.
guys.
Good to see you
Stop
guys.
in and see us.
Yeah, hello, everybody.
I just seen Steve Douglas go by. If we can grab Steve, we'll try to get him in here and visit with him for a minute if we can catch him. It's kind of hard to catch everybody.
Yeah, there's so
everybody's
many
in
people.
and out and
There's so many
moving
people
around
walking
and,
around here.
doing so much stuff. I hope the audio is good on this. I really don't know. Maybe we can catch somebody. If anybody's watching the show, go to the Catfish Weekly chat and tell me how the things are going on the audio, because I don't want a lot of background noise, but I'm not sure we can do anything about it. Boy, I don't know if we can get the YouTube stuff up or not. Probably can. You're more familiar with it. I know I talked to Carl. He's going to be around here in just a few minutes, and we'll get him in here and visit with Carl Morris. He can tell us about the Big Bait Company and see if we can find out what they got going on. These guys are look, come here.
What do you do? Buy out everything? Or you bringing more? Bringing more.
Right here is one of my favorites. How you doing, buddy?
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Josh Mays. These guys never come and show. Where's Perfect?
He should be en route. So you'll hear him when he gets here.
Bill's right there.
No, Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Bill Parfit.
You'll hear him.
You'll hear him.
Sound like a pack of coyotes
I thought
dragging
that
up a
was-
deer.
Jason Rath. I have tried to get Jason Rath and Bill Parfit on the show. Josh never wants to sit down with it.
I'm shy.
You're what?
I'm shy.
You're yeah, they're shy.
Camera shy.
Jason Rath and Josh Mays, two of the guys from Tangle with Catfish Rods. They're over there helping Jerry Klein out, and they must have run out of stuff because they're already packing more boxes in.
This is our third trip in.
Third trip.
Man,
Awesome show.
It's great to see you guys. If you get a chance, come over and sit down with us. I know you're doing stuff
Yeah,
now.
we will. And we just seen Cindy out in the parking lot. And we had a van with no windows. I told her we were selling puppies and she wouldn't see them.
Then she saw who it was and she took off running.
I bet she did. I bet she loves old Jason.
All right, well, if you guys know Jerry, I got to go.
All
We
right.
don't want to get fired.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
get fired.
Well, we
Yeah.
need to see old Jerry. We need to sit down and visit with him sometime in the next couple of days.
I'm going
But
to
I
send
know
Jerry
he's
and
busy.
Phil Brown down to talk to you.
Oh,
Phil Brown
oh,
with Jerry both at the same time.
we've been dealing with it for 2 days.
Yeah, but you can kind of handle old Phil.
I keep him in check.
That's right.
You guys might sit in between them.
Thanks, guys. Have a great show.
I
Thanks,
see
seeing
you
you
out.
guys.
Hope you feel
Thanks.
Take
better.
care.
Oh man, I feel great.
I see you
Good.
guys.
I'm going.
Now, Tangle with Catfish has got the deal going on where you go down there and you sign up for some stuff for Bink. It's a great deal. Can you put that thing up there in front of the camera again?
Right there.
Go down there
Right
to
there
their
we
booth
are.
and sign up.
Thank you,
Help
Janet.
Bink and Janet out. It's for a great cause. These guys really stepped it up this year to make that happen.
Yeah, and don't everybody forget, April 15th, we're having a big tournament out of Gallipolis, Ohio. Come on down and join us. I've already had a bunch of people already ask me about that tournament. Here, it's just like everybody seems to know about it, so that's pretty cool.
Christopher Parker, thank you for letting us know that our audio is good. I'm hoping we don't have a lot of background noise, but it's really good that you let us know that that's good, because we can't hear ourselves,
Yeah.
and it's tough for us to know if it's good or bad. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to tell you, if Bill Parfit gets here and we get a chance to sit down with Bill Parfit and Jason Rath at the same time, I might just leave them here with you and take off.
Oh,
Because it's going to be so funny. Them guys are such a hoot. You can't get anybody that's any better than those two. They're great fishermen. They're great people, and something a lot of people don't know about them too. As crazy as they are, and believe me, honest to God, they're crazy as they come. But when I had shoulder surgery before and couldn't throw a net and stuff, we go to tournaments, walk up and say, "Here's you some bait. I know you don't have any."
Yeah.
And instead of me having a bunch of frozen stuff to fish with, they would give me a little small baggie, but that was all we need. And we wasn't trying to catch giant fish. We were just trying to compete after that. And that's the kind of guys they are. And they're just outstanding people. So, but we'd like to get Jerry in here with some of the other guys. And I've talked to a bunch of these people, and they're going to come down and sit in with us. But everybody's so busy, they're scrambling.
Oh, man.
I honestly think, Doc, that a lot of these people are jumping on these rod companies because they're afraid they're going to run out of stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, they're saving shipping costs. That's a big expenditure for a lot of people.
Well,
so
I will promise you, it doesn't matter where you go in the United States. I've shipped rods everywhere, as far as Korea, and you cannot ship anything anywhere in the United States for less than $20 actual cost.
yeah. So
As far as rods, and if they're 8 foot, they're a little more expensive than the 7 or the 7.5 foot ones. But it's $20 minimum. I don't care, and that doesn't include your shipping tubes or nothing like that.
Right.
So if you figure a tube and someplace that's a ways off, then you're looking at $25 or $30, and so you save that.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to pan the camera while we're here. I'm going to pan the camera so you can see just what this crowd looks like.
Come on over here.
It's just amazing the amount of people that are in this
I'm
facility.
good. How are you? Step right around here. Don't be shy. Come on around. You betcha. Brian Sanders, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Doing great. How far did you drive?
6 hours, 45 minutes.
Pretty good trip. You can come over here. Some people just don't want to be live.
Yep.
Been catching any fish?
All winter.
Tell us about the Missouri River right now.
It's beautiful. If you've never been on it, now's the time to go. You can see everything out there. You can see all the dikes, everything.
This would be the time to go.
This is it. If I was never been on it, this is kind of people to go.
I want you to tell these people, because there's a lot of people that are concerned about fishing a night tournament on the Missouri River, and if you pay attention and you have a unit that has GPS and stuff on it.
Oh yeah, I fish out there all the time at night. I mean, I take my 15-year-old daughter out there. I'm not going to put her in harm's way if I don't think I'm going to be able to keep her safe.
Right.
On my unit, I've got the cord that you slip in. It shows all your dikes, where they're at, whether they're underwater or not. But it shows you where the channel is, shows you where the dikes are. Now, granted, if we get a 7-inch rain in St. Joe and, down around Brunswick, the river's up, there's going to be a lot of trash, a lot of logs, debris, line trash. You got to really pick your spots.
That's on any river.
Yep.
It's not just Missouri. Brunswick tournament's going to be outstanding this year.
It is. I'm looking forward to it.
Did you ever imagine that Calcutta would be like it was last year?
It was insane.
It was absolutely. If for people that live in the area, if they don't fish the tournament, they need to come out for that Calcutta.
Yeah. And there was a ton of local people there. Didn't know guys from Adam and bidding their boats up. I mean, it was a blast. Everybody was laughing and heckling and.
It was a blast, and there was some good fish caught. There'll be good fish caught again.
Yep.
Right now, that's one of the hottest areas on the Missouri River is that stretch for about 50 or 100 miles each direction.
Yeah, they're covered.
Yep, it's really hot. There's been a lot of great fish caught, and
I actually won the Calcutta last year.
Yeah, I know you did. That was, and you fished with Danny South.
He fished with me.
Yeah. Danny is very knowledgeable riverman.
He likes to complain a lot.
He's
cantankerous and he's old, but he's a good fisherman.
I'll tell you a story. Bob Simmons and Danny Southland was at a tournament in Louisiana, Missouri years ago, and they both had their own boats. I said, why don't you guys fish together? And Bob said, you can't nobody get along with either one of us. That's why we both fish by ourselves.
Yeah.
And
Makes
there,
sense.
but Danny's a great fisherman.
Yeah.
He's in our area, he has won as much as anybody or more than most. He's really good. And I was surprised to see you guys up there. But yeah, you guys got second place and won the Calcutta. You had a really big day up there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And at 5 a.m. he lost what would have, I know, put us over the top of what got first.
That's fishing.
Wow.
Yep.
That's fishing. It is a great time. So you guys that are worried about it, come up, fish the Missouri River, do some pre-fishing, look around. Brunswick area is a beautiful community with some of the greatest people you've ever seen. And get in that Brunswick Wildcat tournament. You will not be disappointed.
Yep. It'll be a good turnout again this year.
It'll be a great time, I promise. And some of the great food. Beer.
Yeah, lots of that.
Lots of beer.
There's a distributor right there in town.
Thank you so much,
All
buddy.
right.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
All right.
We'll be seeing you down the
Good.
road. You sure? You
All
can
right.
come say hello to your son. All right.
I'll say hello.
I'm gonna pan
All
this
right.
camera.
Thanks a
I'm gonna
bunch,
pan this
man.
camera for everybody.
Okay. We got another guy here, Doc, that we're going to get in here with us for a minute. You get done. We're going to visit with Ron Presley. It's just amazing, all the people that are here. It's just unbelievable. This place is jam-packed. Are they still lined up outside to get in?
They were when I come in like 30 minutes ago.
It's hard to believe that this many people, 10 years ago, I would have bet money that there wasn't enough people to have a catfish convention that would actually travel the distances that we go. And you're from Florida. We just talked to another gentleman that was from Florida. There's people from way in northern Iowa that's here, from Kansas.
I've noticed a lot of Facebook posts that, well, I'm starting that 5-hour drive to get to the Catfish Conference. So some people don't even come to, stay the night. They're going to drive in and drive out, I suspect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Now, you've been on quite a little trip here lately.
Yeah, we made a big run starting down here. We started at a King Cat tournament in South Carolina, and boy, they got some big fish there. Santee Cooper, it's a great fishery. From there, we went up to Chattanooga, Lake Chickamauga. I fished with a fellow named Ty Conklin up there, B&M Pro Stacker. Had a great day on the water. Just kept moving towards the conference, and finally got down to Wilson Lake and spent a little time with Larry Muse on Wilson. And a beautiful day, and we didn't catch any big fish, but we had such a good time, which is what it's about, really.
That's
in
right.
The end. And then we made our way on over here. Build attraction just being warming up for this.
I seen you was at the Muhammad Ali deal.
It's an amazing facility. And,
I drove past that on the way in this morning, and I'm thinking that Muhammad Ali might be the biggest thing that ever happens to Louisville, Kentucky.
I'm sure that it was. I can remember making some arrangements to come here, and it happened to be when they were dedicating this place. And the lady said, I'll talk to you in about a week. I'm a little bit busy.
Yep.
And I guess it was just an incredible opening and all. So, yeah, it was fun. It's a great facility. If you ever get to Louisville, you want to take a look at it if you can, if the time permits. Also, the Louisville Slugger Museum, and also we went to Churchill Dam. All three of them are just fantastic.
And it is. It's just not.
How you been doing, Doc?
Been doing good.
Good to see you.
Yep, it's a wild place right now.
I was amazed.
That's
In
right.
fact, I guess I had it in my mind that it started at 9, and I turned on the Facebook. I was still in the room, and Steve Douglas was doing a little live video, and the line was already out the door. So it's incredible. This is the place to be today if you're interested in catfish.
Huge crowd right now over listening to James Patterson. I saw he's talking right now. Jeff Bridges is coming up right after James.
I'm not supposed to be driving it.
We got so many people here.
Yeah,
Now,
I've
what
got
time is
everything
your
lined
run?
up.
I'm at 1:30 this afternoon.
Good to see you. You meeting somebody that wants to talk to
I
you.
know.
That's right. That's right.
It's so much fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're having a blast.
All right, man. Thanks for stopping in.
Can't even do a TV show without somebody bothering you.
You know, and that's okay. That's part of doing
Yeah.
live events.
That's what it's all about.
We have such a good time going to these things. Last year, Chuck was here, and that's before Doc got involved with doing the show full time. And Chuck and I, he would have one guy come up on one side, and I'd have another coming on the other side, and you just keep going because that's what you got to do. But it is a great event. This place is jam-packed. I can't imagine next year, but this is too small.
It's already looking that way. They're going to have something bigger next time.
Yeah.
I mean, Bassenmore, I'll bet right now he's got 30, 35 people in his booth.
I don't
right
think
there.
that'll kid it. I think there's more than that.
It might be.
And
might be, yeah.
the people,
I mean, they're deep. They're deep. You're fine.
okay, you're fine. The people are crawling all over them boats.
It's fine.
I can't imagine somebody not buying a boat today.
I'll tell you, there are some boats over there that are awesome.
They are very nice.
I mean, you guys have seen it. I haven't. I've really been following the Catfish for 3 years now, but you saw the change from what you guys used to do to now. It
That's
must
right.
be really, really awesome.
It is, and you had a John boat.
Yep.
You had a John boat, little motors. Nobody knew that for safety's sake you needed a bigger motor to get you out of trouble. But we've all learned, and the sport has grown that much. I started fishing tournaments a little over 20 years ago, and you did not have any idea of the impact this was going to make.
Right.
When we turned up at Catfish, you went down, sit down where they's loading the grain barge, and you caught 5 little channel cat, and that was your way in. And if somebody tripped on a blue or a flathead, they won the tournament, and them days are gone. It's grown into the sport it is. The biggest amount that I've seen in changes is the last 10 years.
Yeah.
The last 10 years. But
I
the
told
boats.
Lynn last night I wish I was 40 years younger.
Well,
You get 40 more years on the other end
Yeah.
of this. You know?
I can't imagine what this sport's going to be like in another 5 or 10 years.
Well, the manufacturers and the folks that build the stuff that catfishers need to use are starting to really get into
We got
it.
customized rods.
Especially,
We got all kinds. Even the anchors are being customized now.
Oh, yeah.
Custom built anchors, all that kind of stuff.
I haven't even been around everywhere yet, but I've saw a couple of anchors.
Yeah, there's
Vendors in here.
Yep.
Lots of rods.
I know Mike Paul's supposed to be here. He's got an outstanding product. I got Jason Bridges just walked up.
There he is.
He says he's wore out, but we're going to get him on here in a little bit. There's nobody any more entertaining than Jason Bridges. He'll be doing a seminar this afternoon. You going to make some of the seminars?
I'm hoping to. You know, I haven't found the schedule for those yet. Oh, there it
There's
is.
one there.
10:45.
You can look at it, but Doc said you can't take it.
Cannot take it. Yeah.
No, I've been hanging on to this.
And figure it out. Yeah.
There, Rob Clodfelder's here, Whiskerware Apparel,
There he is.
one of our
Hi,
title
Rob.
sponsors. We're going to get Rob on here in a little bit too. It'll be
This was a
outstanding.
great chance to sit down for a minute. I haven't made it all the way around, so let's get old Jason in here and see what he's got.
We'll
to say.
do it, Ron. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you, Ron.
We
Thanks,
appreciate
Doc.
everything you
Appreciate
do
it,
for the
buddy.
sport.
You bet. Thank you.
All righty. Step up here, Mr. Bridges. We got a seat for you. We'll get Jason Bridges in here and we'll visit with him. Rob, don't run off.
What's up, buddy?
One of the premier guides, catfishing guides in the United States, Captain Jason Bridges, and a well-known dancer.
I can cut a rug. If needs be, I can cut a rug.
You can do it. How's it going, buddy?
It's going pretty good.
Have you been catching a lot of fish?
Well, I've been kind of interrupted here lately.
Have you?
It's been tough on me. I just one of them things to go through every now and then.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Still catching a few fish, but nothing like what I'm used to.
It'll change. You'll find them. You get on them. You got a lot of clients right now.
Well, we fixing to get really busy in March. You know, going through the spring and just spring and fall is my two busiest times of year. So,
Good.
fish get cranked up. Warm weather, green grass, and catfish will be back here.
That's right. Now tell us about your seminar you're going to do here at the Wild.
Well, they got me talking here in just a little while. I'm just going to do a Q&A. Just kind of let the crowd dictate what we talk about. I mean, they got some good questions. I'll answer them the best I can. And I might just get up there and tell stories. Who knows? Just say,
I bet you got something to tell.
yeah, I probably got a few.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. We're excited to see you down there, Jason. We had a really good time last year, and did you ever think in your wildest dreams a few years ago that you could go someplace and see this many people jammed into a place like this, filled up this full?
Catfish.
Not for catfish. That's what
they are jammed.
They're just
No, you can't even breathe in here. I had to walk outside just to get some air.
It is.
I mean, it's wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder.
It is, and this is probably
TWC,
one of the biggest things that's going to help promote our sport is anything. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, that's great.
We got boats and we got every kind of fishing rod imaginable in tackle shops and guys with T-shirts and hoodies. And if it has to do with catfishing, there's anchor people. It's here.
Yeah.
Guys like yourself, you guides are coming in here to see what's new and do seminars and what we got, 5 seminars going?
Yeah, like
5 today.
5 today and tomorrow?
5 tomorrow.
That's so.
You know, if people don't think, you know, catfish, you know, they still considered, most all states, I guess, for the biggest part, still considered the trash fish.
A lot of them do, yes.
You look right here, these people in here don't consider them trash fish.
They know what they are.
If each and every one of these states can see this going on right here, you know what it means to people and the sport growing.
That's right.
And the catfish just need more respect.
Well,
I've been saying that for years.
I agree with you 100%, and I know you've been pushing that issue. I will say that's one of the things about my home state of Missouri that I'm so proud of. They acknowledge the fact that catfish, all catfish, are a sport fish. And not only that, it's the #1 sport fish for in our state. And if they would do surveys in all the rest of the states, I think they would be surprised that it is the #1 fish for them. So
Yeah, I really wish Alabama was making the game fish. I wish every state would make the game fish.
they should. And deals like this is where we get our clout to get stuff done. Because as you can see, you can't see the vendors in front of us for the people. Yeah.
I think James' seminar must have just ended.
It probably did.
I'm seeing a lot of people coming.
And the next one is who?
Next one is
Jason Bridges.
This man right here.
And you are the man.
And then I followed Jason after lunch.
You know, Jason, you've done a lot for the sport. You take a lot of people out. One of the things that I'm the proudest that I know of you and from being around you a little bit is when you took my old buddy John out. John had a the other day when I talked to him on the phone. John and I went to school together, played football together, and we was apart for 30 years, didn't see each other, and then we kind of got back together, and we loaded up in the truck to go to Alabama, and we had him backed out of the driveway when you guys called me that morning. And I'll tell you, I know John was excited, and I know you was excited, but I don't think he was much more excited than me because I shut the truck off and we never moved till we was done talking.
See, I don't know if I've ever told you the real story, the whole story about that fish. You know, me and John pulled out there and I anchored down on the spot. I had to double anchor the boat because of the wind.
Right.
And we sat there about 45 minutes. The boat shifted a little bit. I told John, I said, let's reel these rods up. He said, where are we going? I said, I'm going to recast them. I said, the boat shifted. I'm going to recast. I said, all right. I fished them rods out. I throwed them all along. I just took each rod and just reeled the bait back towards the boat till it ran into the structure. I just said, no. I got the last rod out, and I sat down. The rod in front of me started going down. I said, John, there you go. John grabs a hold of the rod. He gets it out, and he's pulling on him. He looks at me and goes, oh, he ain't that big. I said, that rod says he's big. He said, oh, he probably ain't about, he said, I don't think he's about 30 pounds. I don't know. He said, you ain't even got him off on me. I said, you better get him out of there before he gets you hung up. I said, put some pressure on him. He put some pressure on him. He said, I still don't think he's that big. That fish went down, started taking the line back off of him. I said, yeah, he's big. He finally fought him, got him up there to the top. And he done just one of them little drive-bys on us. And
That's the way.
and I looked at John and I said, hey, John, I said, that fish
That might
is pounds. I guarantee it. Oh, John got a little nervous then, started shaking.
Don't run off, Aaron Wheatley.
But, yeah, we got him on in.
Okay.
But it's a trip of a lifetime. 105-pounder. I mean, we weighed him like 6 times. John looked at me and said, how many more times we going to weigh him? I said, till we get every bit we can out of him.
I was never so happy about anybody catching a fish as I was with him. And I knew at that point that when I told him to call you that I made the right decision for my buddy.
Well, I try hard for folks, but I still have bad days. I'm going to have bad days.
Hey, we all do.
Fishing. I've already been skunked one time this year with clients.
Me and Lyle got to come down the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why they call it fishing and not catching.
you know.
Well, we had a good time.
We had a blast.
We got skunked. We had a good time.
The only thing I can promise people is that I'm going to fish hard for you. If you want a big fish, we're going to fish a big fish from the time we start to the time we end. There ain't no going over to the channel cat boat truck for fishing.
That's right.
And then when you're fishing for the top predator in that body of water, I mean, you're either going to get him or you're not.
That's right.
So, I mean, fishing's fishing.
Well,
Most people do understand that, but just because you're a guy don't mean it works out every time you go over the water.
that's a fact. Well, we were so happy that you made it up here. And I know you got a seminar to do, but I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to be here tomorrow. I don't know if the crowd will be like it is tomorrow as it is today, but if you happen to get a chance, stop in and you can tell us how your seminar went. We'll talk about your guide service a little bit. Go from there. How'd that be?
Sounds great. What you do you on?
I had a shoulder commercial replacement. Yeah. So the last time I had this was 7 years ago, and I told everybody that went fishing with Cindy and I said, now I don't know how this is going to work out, but if I get one on that I can't handle, you'll have to reel it or whatever you got to do. And you know, there was not one single person that ever said, no, I don't want to reel your fish in. But you know, it won't be too long before we'll be back to going. We're going to try to make our first tournament at the end of March. We're going to take our oldest son, who's never fished a catfish tournament. He's 35 years old. Can you believe that? Me, of all people, got kids that never fished tournaments. But he's going to qualify his mother for the national championship, and I'm excited about that for them.
Yeah, that's something I got to do too.
You'll make it.
I got to get qualified. Me and
He wouldn't do it.
I'm sorry. But there's no doubt in my mind you won't make it. And, you know, Lake of the Ozarks is a beautiful place. There was big fish in there, but you got to wade through the little ones to get them.
Yep.
But I'll be excited to see you when you get there.
It'll be a fun time.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it, buddy.
I'll be around.
All right, man.
I'll see you later.
Jason Bridges, folks, is one of the premier guides in the United States. If you're gonna fish catfish and you want a guided trip, you won't find a better person with and a higher success rate is where did Rob
hold a cup of
something? We'll get something figured out. Yeah. We'll but Jason Bridges is, like I say, he's one of the premier guys in the business. How you doing, David Magnus?
I'm good. How you?
Come on, sit down here.
Oh, we just got here.
That's all right. We're live.
That's all right.
We're live.
You're live.
Sit down.
We're live.
I wanted to talk to you for a long time and never have been able to make it happen.
Yep, here we are.
David Magnus, how's it going?
Very well. Cold this morning.
Yes, sir. It is.
80 degrees yesterday, snowing today.
Did you show up today?
Yesterday.
You come yesterday. 80 degrees on the way down. You're right.
Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. It was. Now it's freezing.
I was wearing shorts yesterday and thought about long johns this morning.
I understand.
How's
This is
it
like
fishing
Ohio
going?
weather. Well, hadn't got to do a lot of fishing lately. Fished a tournament last weekend and didn't do very well. Had a good time. But, hey, that's what it's all about.
Nothing wrong with a good time.
Did have the pleasure to fish with Mr. Bill Dance. That's quite entertaining.
Bill Dance is entertaining whether you're fishing or not, but in a boat, I can only imagine how that would be.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, he's just really a cool guy. And a lot of people do a lot of things for our sport, but I don't know of any one person that has done more for fishing as a whole than Bill Dance has done.
I understand. He's so down to earth, a phenomenal guy. Just keeps on keeping on, you know, and that's what we need.
That's exactly right. And he's no kid anymore, but he sure gets around like one.
You know, we actually fished in my boat. It was Bill and myself and Joe and John, and I had some concerns about Bill, but I'm the one that stumbled and failed. It wasn't Bill. we were backing out from the boat ramp, and I stumbled and fell on my cutting board and busted a big chunk off the side.
Oh, man. Craziness.
So, anyway, that's how it started out.
I asked Jason Bridges a while ago, and I'm going to ask you again. 10 years ago, would you ever believe that you could have packed this many people into a convention center to talk about catfishing and to move products?
No.
Could you thought about it 5 years ago?
No.
Yeah, me either. Me either.
It's been going crazy for 2 years. Just expanding and it's good. It's a good thing.
It is. This is probably one of the single biggest things to help our sport, other than Monsters on Ohio, Mississippi River Monsters, and some of the bigger tournaments. This is probably the single biggest thing that I've ever seen impact on our sport.
Not about we last year, my wife and I we didn't get to go to the conference. We were doing a seminar for B&M, and we've been excited to come this year, and of course we just walked in the door and I thought, wow.
Yeah, it's
been like this since 8 o'clock. Really? 8 o'clock, they just come roaring in here, and it's been like this nonstop.
It has, and it's. I anticipate tomorrow being basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I really do. Well, we need to get set up to have you on and do a full show with you sometime.
We can make that happen.
I think that'd be really good. I know I see you at a lot of events, and somehow we've not been able to sit down. We shook hands a couple of times, but it just never got to where we could get anything. And I figured that if you got away from me this time, it was going to happen again. But I'm glad you took a minute to sit down here with us, and I know you're going to be at a lot of big events this year, and we're looking forward to seeing you at them, because we're going to be doing some more live shows. And if you see us, please stop in and visit us.
We'll do.
But I'll send you a message. We'll get hooked up, and I'll have my schedules at home to find out. We'll do a thing, and we'll pick a subject that you're comfortable with, and we'll help people catch more fish.
And we'll try.
All right. Thank you, David.
Sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, enjoy it. Thank you, guys.
David Magnus stopped in to see us. Big time catfisher. You know, he fishes all the big events.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's down south around where Larry Muse lives. I'm not exactly
I've
sure.
seen Larry.
Larry's over in the Warrior Cat booth. And,
you can't even get to any. Look, I mean, there's a person standing right there that's got 5 rods in their hand.
And I see they're packing them out by the armloads.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Is that Chris Saunders over there? Here, right here. Doc, right behind in the red shirt.
Hey, Chris. Let me go get it.
Yeah, that'd be a good guy to have. Chris been on the show with us, but it'd be really good to get him on here again. He's doing some wonderful things with videos. I just really excited about that.
Come on in here, buddy. You having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
This is crazy.
Good to see you, Chris.
You too, wow.
Did you ever see anything like it?
No. I never dreamed anything like this.
Are they still lined up to get tickets outside?
I don't know if it's lined up for that or to get into to watch people doing seminars. But there's a line out there.
It's been like that since we got here, and I'm blown away with it. I really am. It's amazing how this thing has turned out. You're all right, man.
Come on through.
Oh yeah. We seen you standing over there. I want to talk to you about your video stuff. I just watched the last one, as far as I know, that you put out the other day, and I don't know where you got the inclination to do these, but you're doing really well.
Thank you.
The information that you're putting out is, a lot of people make videos and they show guys fishing. They show them where they fish or how they do things, but they don't explain it. And that's something that you're trying to make an impact with. And that's something that we need terribly bad, is instruction and stuff. And I want to commend you on doing such a good job with that.
Well, thank you very much. I like competition, and I like the sport of catfishing. And the way I feel about the only way to make this sport better is to help people be able to catch more fish, feel more comfortable catching those fish, and feel like that they can come out and compete with everybody. And the only way to do it is help people out. And that's kind of what I want to do.
Absolutely. Now, would you tell me where you live again?
I live in Oak Hill, Ohio.
Oak Hill, Ohio. Now, you're out there where Doc and you guys catch all of them flatheads.
Yeah.
We have blues. We got lots of blues. We got big blues. But we got flatheads, but you can't catch them consistently enough to tournament fish for flatheads. Now, is your area that flatheads, or are there just, why is it you catch so many flatheads out there?
Well, I don't know if it's that they're saturated with flatheads. I mean, there's a lot of good fish, and we take care of those fish. But
that's the key.
That's the
right
big
there.
thing. The fish in the waters that we fish, they are protected.
Yes,
that's good.
West Virginia is protecting them. Ohio is protecting them.
absolutely.
Outstanding.
And West Virginia is going above and beyond by putting possession limits
Yeah.
on the catfish.
That's outstanding. I'm glad to know that. Rob Gregg says hello from Missouri. Hey, Rob, how's it going? That's one of the things that we have an issue with in Missouri, is the fact that they don't protect those. Cindy, can you grab Steve and see if he's got a minute?
He just went by. He's smoking.
But we run the Twisted Cat outdoor tournaments for 9 years. Cindy and I did, and in those 9 years, there was a lot of flatheads turned in, but they wasn't very big. But the day that we thought we would never, Steve Douglas just went by. A guy turned in a 50-pounder. One big fish that day. Him and his brother won total weight, but that was one time in 9 years. So I really think a lot of the issues that we have is
we're live right
commercial
now.
guys,
That's all right.
flatliners on the
Jump
big
right in
rivers.
here.
They work on the flatheads severely.
Yeah, and they're so easy for those guys to catch. You can go 7-11 lines and trout lines and things, and really put a burden on the flathead population quick.
Yep.
We don't. Thankfully or luckily, we don't have to do that.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Well, I got to get out there one of these days. Janet and Bink catch all them flatheads, and David and Teresa catch them. Doc catches them. You guys are catching them, and but it's hard for me to try to target them in our area because the blues are there. I know they're there. I know where they're at. I don't have to go look for them for flathead. You got to go look for them in our area. And
and that goes for any area. You got to spend time behind that sunboard. And it would be scary to know how many hours I have mauled behind a sonar, just looking. Rod's just sitting in there, idle, and looking for everything to be able to fish. And
let me ask you another question. When you're spending your time with that sonar and you're in there doing those, looking for those flatheads, are you using side down imaging or sonar?
I use side imaging in my 2D. I particularly don't prefer down imaging because you can tell everything you need to tell off your side image.
Right.
If you have it set right, you know if it's sealed in, you know if it's big cover, you know, just by the shadows. So to me, that screen space on for down imaging is just screen space taken away from something you can use for
Well,
something else.
I think there's a time and a place for it, but the side imaging and the 2D sonar for me is what I'm using when I'm looking for tournament fish. Now, with that being said, I do have a 360 unit that I am just itching to get on and try out. I haven't got it on yet, but I think that is a game changer, and I think it's something that Humminbird people don't realize what they're missing. And I think once it makes its arrival and people understand how to use them, I think it's going to be a game changer for me, especially fishing the lakes.
Now, I don't have much, you know, experience with that 360, but what people tell me, you know, if you can see a fish ahead of you, that's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's right. You just reel up and move your line over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. I've wanted one for a while, and we want to have a unit dedicated for that. And I just think it's going to be a major deal for us. So we're really wound up about it. I'm pretty happy with all that stuff, and can see if we can get everything going on. How you doing?
Good. How's your show?
It's wonderful. Pretty good. It's pretty good. It really
I tell
is.
you,
Your last name is George.
Yeah.
I thought so. I have
This
something
place
for
ain't
you.
big enough. And it
In the
ain't.
back of my
No.
book.
It ain't.
It's right
I just
around here.
never
When we
thought
take
it
a
would
break
be-
from this
There
live
would
show,
be that many people.
It's
And I mean,
you're
here,
good.
TWC.
It's okay.
This
It's
is
all
the
good.
third or fourth
No, it's all good.
time they brought rods in.
Yep.
And you see other guys
Yep.
bringing rods in. You know, they're just flying out of here.
Absolutely.
What's over there?
Well, you gotta come around the feather.
That work at.
Hi, Bank Fox. Hope you're doing good, old buddy.
Outstanding. Terry George stops in, say hello to Bink. They're great friends, buddies. Okay. And yeah, a lot of them are like that. Everybody's getting tied up. But,
It's packed.
did you ever think you'd ever be in a place like this? It's just amazing.
I haven't been in the fishing, you know, the catfishing world for a lot of years. And me and Doc was talking about this last night at dinner. Doc's been in it for almost as long, well, probably longer than I am on. And in a lifetime, I would have never dreamed something like this. Never. I mean, it just goes to show you that the people like you and Doc and other people that are sharing information, it's working.
It is. You know, this is the first time. This is the first time I've been able to see across the road,
Yeah, it was.
across the aisle.
It
This
was
is. I could.
4D.
Yeah, I could see the nets there and the tops of the fishing rods.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I've been able to see Bass and Moore's booth since we sat down here.
And let me see one picture.
Sure, no problem. Hey, come in here, Jim. Jim Gillenwater from Keokuk, Iowa. How long a trip is that for you?
It took us about 7 hours.
So I'm assuming there's no modified races for you tonight?
I almost quit. About done.
Well, I thought you was going to, but you do pretty well.
Yeah.
You say right now, over 800 to 1,000 people have walked through the door.
800 to 1,000 people walk through the door as of right now. That's pretty good.
That's damn good. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot
Now,
of people.
you're from Keokuk, and I know there's guys that's from way up north of you that come down here.
Oh, yeah. Like Phil Brown, them guys, they're
How far is Phil from?
3 hours Des Moines, so he's on
Yeah.
further north, so it's a good ways.
It's amazing that this many people drive this far to get down here, and everything's here.
Everything. I mean, 10 years ago, this was a small sport. 10 years later, it's humongous.
It's booming.
It's booming.
It is, and this is a great event. They worked really hard to make this happen. I think this is only gonna get bigger and better.
Only, nothing but growth.
That's right. You excited for the fishing season coming
I'm
up?
ready going.
You got your tournament schedule made out?
I do.
You already know where you're going to go, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Good.
So pretty much. My first one's probably going to be near neck of the woods because I own a cabin or a lake house on there, so I'm going to go there. And then some of the Twisted Cats, a couple of high cats, CR.
Going to Brunswick?
Brunswick.
Oh, man. I've seen your name on a bunch of these already.
Yeah.
Already entered in them, so that's great. So, we're excited about it. It's going to be a great year, and I can't wait to get it started.
No, I can't wait. As long as the weather cooperates and the good Lord's willing, we'll be in good shape.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Jim, thanks for stopping
Okay,
by.
buddy. You guys be careful.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Jim Gillenwater, all the way from Keokuk, Iowa, to sit down here with us at the Catfish Convention. Never seen nothing like it.
Fellas,
Rob
How you doing?
Clodfelder. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Isn't it?
Oh, my. Hey, about this.
I think it's wonderful. It's a great thing for sport.
This is our main sponsor.
This is the title sponsor for Catfish Weekly. Has been for what, 2-3 years?
3 years. Yeah.
It's we appreciate everything you do for the sport. We proudly wear the stuff you give
I
us.
see that. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
we do.
And I have the hat out in the truck, but I've got guys saying, "Hey, you need to wear my hat."
Yeah.
You got to do some of it. You got to try to help as many as you can. But we wanted to sit down and visit with you, and you've been really busy.
Oh yeah. You know, both jobs. You know, have been Whiskerer is going very well, and my day job, you know, is going very well. So keep me hopping.
Did you ever think that when you started this, that people would buy as much catfish-specific clothing as they're buying?
Well, that's the reason I started it, because you couldn't find anything.
You couldn't get it.
It was catfish themed. So I was hoping that would be the case, but it's really turned out really well. I mean, it's its own business now, you know, and it needs that type of attention. So we're doing some things different there, maybe some help, and I just don't have the time to be able to do everything. So bring on some help and make sure that I can keep up with the orders. And we got new graphics coming. I hope to have some today, but they're not quite where I want them yet. So I'm not gonna let them out until
You sound like me and fishing rods. I had a guy call me the other day, said, "I thought my rod would be done." I said, "It doesn't suit me. If it doesn't suit me, I'm afraid it won't suit you."
Right.
And if they don't leave until I'm happy with it. But just the way it is. But
Well, this is a great event, and I wish Bassimore's got the Whiskerer set up there.
we talked about that on the show last couple of weeks.
I think that's a good. I kind of like to see Jim be able to do that. And get the Whiskerer out, but Jim's also getting some attention. Look, he is swamped over there.
We just was talking about that. This a while ago there was a break, and it was the first time that I could
fill
see
back
it.
up again.
Amazing.
We got what's the seminar schedule? When you up?
I'm up at 1:30 right now. Jason Bridges is talking. So I'm up at 1:30 this afternoon.
I thought I might tend to help you a little bit.
Joe comes in there. Heckle me.
Yeah, ask
there.
questions. What about this? It's a great event. A lot of people.
Yeah.
It's good for the sport.
It is. It's great. I don't know.
So many people here.
Like I said a while ago, I just can't imagine any one single event that is done more for everybody, not just tournament guys, but everybody, than this event has done.
Well, it's a one-time, right now it's the one time a year where everybody can put their differences aside and come in and enjoy what the sport has to offer in terms of gear, apparel.
That's right.
Fishing rods. How about the fishing rods?
Oh, man.
If you think of it, it's here.
Tangling with catfish is they hauled in. They just keep going back and forth.
They have to keep going, making new boxes in. They're
Start
running out.
selling them out.
And I'm sure the rest of them are the same way.
It's a good problem to have. Isn't it?
There's a lot of rods going out of this place today.
It is. It's a great problem. You know, and
How you
we
doing,
was
Mike?
talking
Good to
with,
see you, buddy.
with Carl Morris, and he was going to sit down with us, and Dave Shipman.
I think
and
he's
getting slammed.
back there.
They're getting slammed. They can't come back. But I wanted to get you on here and thank you for everything you do for the sport. I know you support a bunch of tournaments and a bunch of individual people, and you have made great strides in promoting our sport, and we all appreciate it. And besides that, the stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah. Feels good today. This long sleeve feels good today.
Yeah, no kidding.
Cindy asked me, she said, "You want me to take you some long sleeve stuff?" I said, "No, I'm getting too hot." We got out this morning. I'm thinking, man, oh man, I may have to put me one of the hoodies on today. But it's nice and warm in here.
Well, I appreciate what you guys do. The show's going well. Sad to see Chuck have to take care of other things, but
family. And we talked about it. Family comes
that's
first.
what a good man does. He makes tough decisions. Right?
Well, we're going to leave his picture on our new banner, and hopefully that he can make it back in here at some point. And if he don't, we'll all understand. But he's going to do some events like this when he's at them. He's going to sit down and help us out and do some stuff. And we'll be excited to have him back in here, and he'll be excited too. By the time we get him back on the show, he'll be so wound up, we'll have to shut him off.
There you go. Well, guys, say have a great day. Have a great show.
Thanks for everything, Rob. We appreciate it.
I'll be watching your seminar. Right?
Okay.
Bob Clodfelder does so much for our sport, and if you come to the convention, stop in to the Bass and More booth, and they got loaded up with whiskerware apparel and a lot of other stuff. You get in there and get what you need. Rob's just been really, really good for us since the beginning, and done so well. We just can't thank him enough for everything he does. He supports a lot of tournaments. He supports a lot of individuals, and people like Rob are the reason we're growing.
Grab a ticket there.
You got guys in here signing up for a free Survivor.
No charge.
Doesn't cost you a dime. You just sign up, fill out the ticket, fill it in the thing. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
What you do?
Well, thank you. Really good. Really good. I got a great doctor. He's just done wonderful for me, and
No,
2 weeks.
Vinks is over at the Tangling with Catfish.
That's where we started. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, I'm happy.
Good stuff. We don't bounce back the way we used to.
That's exactly right. The older I get, the more I realize that.
It's all the stupid crap to do.
That's exactly right. That's the punishment for all that fun.
Is Chuck going to be here today?
No.
Well, that's a shame. He's got other things.
Yeah, we miss him. But he's going to make it some of the events, and we'll get him on whenever he does. Hey, Mark.
Y'all do a great job with
Come on in
Thank
here.
you. We appreciate it. Appreciate it. Here's a couple of tournament guys looking for a place to go. Mark and Ryan, how you guys doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Fish today, or are you spending money?
Neither.
Neither? Well, how can you get away with being here and not spend no money?
Oh, we'll spend a little.
Well,
Yeah, I bet you do too.
Yeah.
It's a great event.
still trying to get around. I haven't made the whole way around the building yet.
You know, we stopped about 30 miles out of town and spent the night. I just couldn't go any further. I'd had enough. And we got up this morning. Doc called me. One of I was on my way, and we was just getting ready to leave. And the line, all the way to the front, all the way down here.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess there's still a line.
Yeah, there was a little bit ago. There were still some people. We waited about 20 minutes to get it.
This is great for the sport.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody's buying stuff. Everybody's got rods, walking out. Everything.
Now, are you guys working the booth?
A little bit. We
We
were
were
helping
this
out.
morning.
You're helping.
We're just kind of floating in and out. George Young's working the booth in Bengover right now.
Speak up for that mic if you would. We got so much background noise. But so are you guys ready for tournament season?
We're ready.
It's already started.
Not for me, but I'm
I fished a tournament last weekend on the Holden Hooking Trail down there in Alabama, and brought my girlfriend. We took first.
awesome. Congratulations.
So we started the season off right.
That's right. Well, you guys have had a pretty good last couple of years.
Well, hopefully it keeps getting better.
For the biggest blue still holding?
So far.
So far.
I don't
It
know how
might
much
fall.
longer.
It might fall.
You know, I was
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I was
My
really happy that you said that. That's right. I was very happy that you got that record, but I never will forget when Lynn caught that fish and set the record, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah,
9?
2007.
Yeah.
Right.
I was so happy that she caught that, and then it got broke. You got it, and
Yeah, it was kind of ironic, because Lynn caught that fish at a Cabela's tournament, and Mark turned right around and catches the record breaker again at a Cabela's tournament.
and I want to tell you, that is promoting their sport
Oh,
in a hell of a way.
Yeah.
Well, and we're looking forward. Ryan's coming back up. We're going to hit that one for sure.
Good.
I'm sure we'll have some people stacked where I caught that fish, so we'll have to go find some other fish somewhere else.
Let them fish it out, and you find your own spot, and don't tell them. Let them find you again.
That's right.
That's part of what we do.
Yeah.
That's right.
It really is, And if you have a good day in this spot, you can count on not going back to that spot tomorrow. Because everybody that can beat you there will beat you there.
That's right. Everybody beats us in our boats.
I've done that for years with our tractor. It runs 34 mile an hour. I don't care where you go.
Right.
It'll run 34 mile an hour. And last year or year before we went to St. Louis, we took Craig Shoemate with us, and we had 4 spots picked out. We got every one of them with somebody in them.
Yeah, well, that's becoming more and more popular.
It is.
Free fish, and you think, oh, I got the honey hole, and you get there, and there's all sorts of boats there.
I won't have that problem. I haven't had it in the last year or so with that monster cat, but I don't really care about going that fast like I used to. It's still fun, but you don't have to. There's plenty of water. There's plenty of fish. And
Well, we're just going to keep having that problem. The sport grows.
that's part of it. Yeah.
You got to adapt.
That's exactly right. You got to have.
And this is a big part of it.
This is a huge part of it.
Big.
It really is. It's a huge part of it.
Your show, Steve Douglas's videos, everything is contributing to getting that ball rolling. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
You know what everybody said? We want it to grow. Well, it's growing.
It's growing.
It's here.
It is. I say I've been fishing catfish tournaments for over 20 years. 10 years ago, I would have never believed you could have got this many people together at one place. And I think that it's only going to be bigger every year, grow more, and promote the sport very well. And everybody that does that, whether they realize or not, make an impact on other people.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Steve.
This is wild.
You got a second? All right, we're going to let you guys go and jump in here with Steve.
Yeah,
Thank you guys so much.
Nice
We'll see
seeing
you
you.
tomorrow. If
See
you
you
get a
guys,
chance,
Brad.
Good seeing you again.
and sit there and say hello.
Take care. Come on in here,
Come
Steve.
on, Steve.
You're up next.
We've tried all morning to get Steve. He
This
keeps
is
running
crazy,
off, but
isn't
he
it?
is busy.
What about this?
This is crazy.
I've never seen a
I mean,
gathering of catfish.
last year it was packed.
Oh yeah,
This year you got a bigger place and it's still
you
packed.
can't walk through hardly. It's awesome.
This is the second time since we sat down
Yeah.
here
We saw the table.
that we've been able to see that table
At
across
one
the aisle.
time
Oh,
they were.
good.
At one time they were 4 deep over there.
Well, between me, Monster Rod Hunter booth back here, and the Tangle Catfish booth, it's a line halfway down each side, waiting to buy.
Is there
stuff.
still a line outside?
No, that's passed. But
Okay.
I'm out of rod holders. We brought 300 something rod holders, thinking I'd sell just a little bit a day. I'm out of rod holders back there. I'm almost out of nets. It's crazy, but I love it. It's great for the sport.
We was talking with 2 or 3 people that's been in here. This has got to be the single biggest promotional event for our sport in the nation.
Yep.
Would you
And
have
it's
ever
only going
thought
to get bigger.
I
when
would
you
have
came
thought.
up with this? Would you? It's just unreal.
No, we was just trying to sell some rod holders and some boats.
Well,
and it's grown into this, but
Yeah.
I'm glad it is because this sport needed this. This sport needs some, what do you call it?
bring them together.
Yeah, bring everybody together.
I don't know what the terminology for it is. The whole time last year, there was never a foul word that I heard from anybody concerning any subject. And to this point, we've got the same thing again, and you can't. What you guys have put together here, it's unbelievable.
Well, it's awesome. I don't even know what's down there. I mean, I haven't even got to walk around and see things.
This is as far as I've been.
Oh, really?
I haven't been to. I've been to Jim's booth and to the guy with the Survivor, and we got a free Survivor. So anybody that's not at the show, they come in, they fill out tickets, put their name in the bucket. We're going to pull out a name and give away a free Survivor thing. Robert was nice enough to donate one of them, and we've got several people filling them out, but we're going to get a few more. But I just, Steve, you know, I don't know what you're going to do, but you had told us you didn't think this was going to be big enough for 2018, and I'm pretty sure you're right.
It's not. It's not.
Well, I can't thank you enough for allowing us to be a part of this, and this is amazing.
It's great. And then, guys, I'd hate to, but I have got to run, but I will stop back in a little later and do some more talking.
That'll be fine.
Right.
We'll be here this afternoon and in the morning.
Thank y'all so much for coming.
This is a hell of an event.
All right. I was going to pat you on the shoulder. I better not.
It's all right. It's all right.
Let me get him on the shoulder. There you go.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Steve. I just
Addie Lee and Shipman back here.
bring them on.
Get them.
Yeah.
David.
Yeah, we'll get them on, then we'll take a break.
Okay.
We're going to try to get Dave Shipman and Natalie in here for a minute. You got stuff? You got stuff?
Good seeing you again, Natalie.
Hey, how are
Nice
you?
seeing you.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
All the way from Corinth, Mississippi? Didn't think I remembered it.
Of course, I guess you saw on Facebook where she posted I slept halfway up here.
I never had a chance to be on Facebook.
Everybody else saw it.
Well, I remember that shoe was on the other foot not very long ago. I'll have to make it a point to see that tonight. How you guys doing?
Good.
What do you think about all that?
Good thing. The second year, this is amazing. This will be the second year. This will be an annual thing for sure.
I can't see any reason for this not to just continually grow.
We need it.
We do need
We've
it.
needed it, but thank goodness.
Well, some guys step up and do it. Make it happen. Make it happen. How's the new boat coming? I keep seeing pictures. You doing this and this and this to the boat. Are you done with it, or are you still at it?
Pretty much done until something new comes out.
I understand.
Well, there's a lot of new stuff here.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I'm
There's
quite
nice
sure.
stuff around here.
We're looking at
It's a good rig.
that mega hummingbird and
Mega.
That big 16-inch wide screen.
They make a 9, a 10, and a 12.
Oh, really?
10 clear screens on the babies, ain't there?
Very clear.
Crystal clear. I'm impressed with them. But they're all coming out with newer, bigger, and that's going to happen every year. I thought they would come to a point where they wouldn't be able to develop anything new, and then they come up with something new. And if Humminbird doesn't do it, Ranch does, or Garmin, and then it starts all over again. And where they come up with these ideas is beyond me, but I'm happy that they're doing it. They help guys like me that have a little trouble seeing them little dots that are fish with the bigger screens. You don't have that problem, I'm sure.
Not yet.
But you understand.
I understand.
And with 360 imaging and side imaging and down imaging, it's a far cry from the first one I ever had that was a flasher.
A flasher.
You
had
remember?
a flasher?
Yeah, I had a flasher.
Had the old green box.
Yeah.
Before I had the flasher, I would actually let the anchor up and down to find a river edge.
To find it.
To find
I
a river
used
edge.
a pole with a weight on the end of it.
And then I got
That's
the
how we
flasher,
found it.
man. I was top notch with that flasher.
That's right. Yeah, when them flashers come out, I seen a guy use one of them, and I got in the boat with him. And he took me around. He said, now you can tell how deep the water is. And he said, there's a piece of structure. And I said, well, how do you know? And he took the time to explain it to me. And I didn't really understand it. But by the time I got out of the boat, I did. And at that point, I had to have it. You know, you just had to have one. And now they have this down imaging, side imaging, and every time something comes out,
It's a
you
black
got
and white picture of the bottom, basically.
That's right.
You know?
It's like a camera being right down there on top of it.
And these images that I'm seeing now, you can tell if it's a catfish, you can tell if it's a spoonbill, I mean, there's no question. It's just amazing. So I only look for that to get better.
The fish have a lot more trouble hiding, which therefore we have to be more responsible about taking care of them. They're definitely going to catch more.
That is a very well pointed. And you know, we all are concerned about conservation, and we talk about overharvest, which there's a lot of that goes on. But not only do we have these, those guys have them too. And people don't understand that if you can learn to use this, so can they. And the only thing that saves a lot of those fish is the fact that they get in structure where they can't get them out. And but it's still good for the sport, and till we get some regulations put in a lot of the other states, deals like this is going to help that. These events are going to help that. So when you're getting these new units, do you know how to use them? Can you pick that up, or does Will tell you how to do it?
Well, we figured it out, but we use it pretty quick now that we've had it, you know, because they're.
Well, let me rephrase my question. I think it's easier for a young lady her age to figure this stuff out than somebody our age.
Possibly.
I know when I have computer problems, I can get my grandson in there. He's 11. He can do stuff on a computer that I don't even know he's doing. 11. Having these younger people in the sport is good for us.
Somebody's never had a side scan or sonar. You know, it takes a little while. It took me about 4 years.
I bet.
But now that we've had one, you know, we kind of catch on a little bit quicker.
Right. Yeah. It makes it, the learning curve is at the beginning.
Yeah.
Once you figure it out, would you agree with that? Then the next one, it's a shorter curve.
Yeah.
And the next one's shorter yet. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's true. But how much stuff have you bought?
We hadn't really. We're just talking right now with everybody. We hadn't bought
We
anything yet.
went to the seminar and listened to James Patterson.
I can only imagine how good that had to have been.
Good. He's a pioneer.
He is. He not a pioneer is a great term for James Patterson. Probably been doing it longer than anybody I'm aware of, and probably more successful than most people realize. He's probably caught so many fish that he's turned loose.
And you know, he said in there a while ago, he said, I've never caught the 100-pounder. That shows you how tough that is.
It is hard to do.
You know, I know a few people that's caught the 100-pounder fish. I never have, like, my dreams to catch one of hers too.
Sure.
Mine?
Yeah, everybody's. That's probably not.
Been on my bucket list a long time, but the clock's ticking.
I'll tell you, David, when I started fishing tournaments, never would have believed you could caught a 100-pound fish on a rod and reel.
Right.
And I know that the equipment then would have done it, but the equipment we have now, there's no question. If you get one on, you can get it in the boat. The boats are better, the nets are better, the line's better, the hooks are better. The only thing that I can see is the same as sinkers. A lot of change in sinkers over the years, but everything else that you use, the quality has come way up. Way up.
Got specialized lines and all kinds of stuff now.
Now, if we go to the James River up there in Virginia where they're catching them 140 pounders, it's been a couple of months. We might get that 100 pounds.
Yeah.
141 pounds.
Can you believe it?
He was here. I talked to him with his son a while ago. He'll be in set in for a spot with us later on, but
yeah, and his son, that was the first thing he said, yep, I got 141 pounds.
That's right. 140. I've seen 100-pound fish. I've weighed 98-pound fish when we was weighing in for tournaments. A lot of 80s.
You got to throw another 50 or 60 pounds onto that. Ain't
well, when it got up to the 70s and 80s is when I changed the rules and said, you must pick out the big fish, weigh it first, and then put the rest of your fish in there. You handle your fish. I just couldn't do it all day. Could not do it all day. You know, we weighed in, the day that Danny Southland weighed them 3 fish in St. Louis, for 195.2 pounds, we weighed 670+ pound fish that day. And I can't lift them things around. And that's why I said, that's it. You pick your big fish, because if there's a tie, big fish will decide the tie. You put it in first and then weigh total weight. And that's the reason why we only done 3 fish limits. Because it's just, well, too hard to do.
I don't know if the fish are actually getting bigger everywhere, or the technology is allowing us to find those big fish and catch them.
I think that's a lot of it. And we've talked about this before, but I also believe that the Asian carp infestation on the Mississippi River gives them a high-protein food source, and it's been proven that they're eating them in great numbers.
Oh, they're eating them. I've used them for bait.
I have too, and they work very well. Certain times better than others. I wish they would let me keep them alive, but they won't. You got to kill them, and that's okay.
Oh, you do?
Missouri law, if it gets in your boat, you're not even allowed to throw it out of the boat alive. You got to kill it. But I'd like to have something about that line, about that size live. I think they'd be outstanding.
When you use a live, we don't use live bait. We would love to know a little bit about it. But when you use it like a shad or that, you hook it in the tail, you got to hook it where
in the board. I hook it in the back.
But you
I
don't
fish for flatheads a lot, and I hook it right there at the dorsal fin.
That's where I
that don't interfere with the spine or nothing.
No,
just underneath the spine.
You slide the hook right up underneath of it, so you're using their spine as an anchor point for your hook. And you just slide it right up underneath it. You'll feel. I mean, if you get near that spine, you'll feel
they'll tense up.
Yeah. But as long as you're slipping it down underneath them, they stay relaxed.
So you're actually going under the spine.
Under the spine. And if you got a big one, I like to use bluegill about that size. And if I do, I'll put one right behind that dorsal fin. And a lot of times I'll double hook him back in the tail too. That way you got 2 shots of getting him. If you get one, but let's face it, a blue with a mouth that wide can eat a fish like that.
Absolutely.
And will do it every time they get an opportunity. But I like to double hook the real big baits.
And I know a lot of people nose hook them in the nostrils on the shad. They'll just slip that hook right through the nostril. Normally, I don't like to do that, just, because the hook has a tendency of turning back into the fish. Flathead will come up, he'll smash him down, and then he'll go and turn, and that hook almost always slide into the side of their cheek, and you'll miss the fish. It'll come up. So that's why I usually hook them in right in the back, right in that dorsal fin, right up underneath that spine. It doesn't seem to bother them,
No.
I'm using some big shad too.
I've been more concerned about killing the bait, where to hook it to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be trying a lot more now that we got our live bait tank. And my goal is to keep shad alive all day during the tournament. My theory behind this is how much fresher can you get than to cut a live bait? That's as fresh as it gets.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's my goal for this year. We've got a keep alive system in the boat, and we're going to try that, and then we're going to compare it to fresh froze or fresh caught and put on ice and frozen bait. Because I've had days when fresh bait would work as well as frozen bait, and a lot of times it's the other way around. But especially on skipjack. But that's my goal, is to see if there is a huge difference between fresh killed and cut versus stuff you caught the night before. It's kind of an experiment I've been wanting to do. Now we're going to try it, see how it goes. But it makes it good.
I caught some skipjack the other day when I was at Wheeler while I was fishing. I saw something bust. I just happened to have a leaky rig. Threw it one time and nothing. Next time I threw it, I caught 3. While I was catfishing. I thought, man, I got some live skipjack, but I had no clue how to hook it on the hooks to keep it alive.
No, I've never tried skipjack. I know guys that fish with them, but I've never tried. I wouldn't have a clue where he.
I'd like to be able to keep them alive. If I could keep some moon eye alive too, man, you'd have a rounded out day, wouldn't you?
Can't keep them alive though.
That's the thing, yeah. And I don't think the moon eye. I don't think you'd be able to keep them alive in a tank for an extended period of
I
time.
don't know. Have you seen that extreme bait tank that's here?
Not yet.
Oh, it's not.
How big is it though?
It's big.
Yeah.
It's big.
I don't
But
want
it,
that.
you know, you need a big boat to keep that.
I
tank
know
that
that's
you
got
got.
a big boat.
The moon eye, do they come out of current like the skipjacks?
What's that?
The moon eye. They come out of the current like a skipjack does?
A lot of times
No, they get
they're
in the
behind.
They get in the eddies. Yeah.
One of my favorite.
We'll
Because
put crickets on underneath the bobber, just sling it out there. You'll see that it'll just kind of dance or move a little bit, and if you don't pull back real quick, that cricket's gone.
my favorite way to catch them is to find an old barge that's been sitting a long time, and the current will swirl around behind that. A lot of times you go in there in the evenings and throw a cast in and get 2 or 3 of them at a time. Then move over and get a couple more.
I have been made a believer out of that moon eye up here on the Ohio River.
Yes,
It's
sir.
great bait.
Yeah.
I
We
love
use
it.
them.
It's kind of
And
elusive.
I really like it when the water is hot. When the water's 80 degrees hotter, that's when the moon eye works. Moon eye will outperform skipjack, shad. You know, they got that. When you take a moon eye, you've got a moon eye, and you put them in the water, and you see that oil ring fly out.
You know it's good.
You know that
Peanut
catfish.
butter fish.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, I think we're going to take a
We
break.
can take a break.
I definitely need a break from all that coffee. Thank you guys for stopping in. We appreciate it.
We appreciate everything y'all do, Lyle.
Well, thank you. You guys have a great season this year. We're looking forward to seeing all the results that you guys do and catch a lot of them.
We're going to slow down a little bit this year, but we're still
Me too. But once this is gone, it's going to speed back up.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
All right. Thanks a lot. Dave Shipping and Evan Wilbanks, 2 of the great fishermen in the nation.
All right, well, let's go take a break, Lyle.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back here in 30, 45 minutes, maybe a little longer. We'll go for round 2. We're at the 2017 Catfish Conference in Louisville, Kentucky. See you in a bit.